Hello, I'm Thomas Carruthers.
I'm Will Leggetter.
And today, Will, we are doing a top 10. It's top 10 show.
It's top 10 day, yeah.
You've not adjusted your rankings. However, I believe this hasn't changed. This is still 4. Back to the Future, Hot Fuzz, Skyfall, Sherlock Holmes, About Time. It's about right, isn't
it? Let me just.
I'm reading it from the thing. That is what it says.
Oh well, you know me and updating.
Please sit. Put your money on the table. Welcome. The cards can illuminate your future. I have a feeling you're in danger.
Actually, I prefer to read your fortune. I see your next client is here to kill you. Oh, how I've missed you, Holmes.
If I go on to, hold on, I'm going to go onto the blog and I'm going to go all the way down because
you don't need to go all the way down. If you type in, if you type in Will into the search bar, whilst Will just gives us pure dead air. Yes, on the blog, every Tuesday is an article by me about usually about my favorite directors or a film, and then reviews whenever I see a motion picture. And Will wrote one blog, and that's that. And he will not be getting any of the money if the Google Ads platform goes through that I'm sorting out. I will check if anybody has seen his blog, and I will give him a percentage.
Oh, thank you. It's my number 4 behind Skyfall, Hot Fuzz, and Back to the Future.
And number 5 is About Time.
No, it's all. About Time is number 10 now, which I think you'll be more pleased to hear. So 10.
Yeah, I haven't thought about Time since we talked about it, apart from when people say, "Oh, I love About Time," and then I go, well, you know that bit where he can't go back in time because it'll swap his kids because it's a different semen. Then why the hell do they go back in time to have one more run on the beach? And then they go, oh yeah, oh. It's the experience I have with About Time every single time. Number 5 then, Will, is.
Before I do that, Bill Nighy doesn't go back in time.
Donald Gleason does.
Yeah, and so he can, and he visits his dad just as a normal time. He's like, by the way, I'm visiting you now from my timeline, and for me, this is the last time I will see you. So let's have a good day.
No, when they go running on the beach, he's a kid.
I think maybe that's just a metaphor. Right, at number 9, we've got The Incredibles. 8, Paddington 2. 7, Misery. 6, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which is on Netflix today.
Great.
Very exciting. 5, Ratatouille.
1 minute. 6 is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. 5 is Ratatouille.
Yes.
7 is The Incredibles.
7 is Misery.
Great choice. 8 is Paddington 2. 9 is The Incredibles.
Yeah.
What's 10 then?
About Time. Great selection. It's a great selection.
And so that means if we're 9 was The Incredibles. On this one, you've got When Harry Met Sally. So is When Harry Met Sally your number 11?
I see your web of conspiracy has expanded. I'm knee-deep in the single most important case of my career. The clues point in one direction. Professor James Moriarty. Are you sure you want to play this game? I'm afraid you would lose. I agree it's not my best disguise, but I had to make do.
I don't know. It's not.
Oof.
Incorrect.
Are you checking your flick chart now?
I am on my flick chart.
Flick chart. Now I'm going to do a plug for flick chart. Flick chart's great. If you want to know my top 20, there is a blog about it. I am yes. But whilst Will checks his flick chart, I'll do some preamble about today's episode. Today's episode is a follow-on from last week's episode about Sherlock Holmes. And this is Sherlock Holmes, A Game of Shadows, the second in the, well, we can't call it the Guy Ritchie trilogy because well, we're in a different time, speaking of timelines. But he's not directing the third one, but he did direct the first two. So I guess it's the Robert Downey Jr. Jude Law trilogy.
Didn't see this in the cards, did you? What are we doing down here? We are waiting. Make it count.
This episode is being recorded a day after the passing of Robert Downey Sr., a great director in his own right, wonderful director, Putney Swope, great film, and some great Paul Thomas Anderson cameos. But enough about Robert Downey Sr., Robert Downey Jr. In the meantime, Will, have you found your flick chart?
I can't remember my password, so I think we'll just skip that segment altogether.
Good. Which takes us to my new favourite segment, Will, turn off your phone. Which takes us to our next segment, preamble. Talk about box office. Talk about Game of Shadows. Will, I've got the box office ready. We'll talk about that in a minute. But why Game? Because I think we did Sherlock Holmes last week because we do like it a lot. But for neither of us, there is just no doubt that this is superior in almost every way. It's an infinitely better film. The mystery is better. The performances aren't necessarily better. I think everybody's still on great form. It's just a better written film, better direct. It's just a better film in all regards. It's your top 4 film. Why do you like Game of Shadows so much?
Well, this I did building on from that. I saw this one before I watched the first one.
Oh,
because I think I was a bit too young to go to the cinema. Because it was a bit. Maybe my parents they went to watch it together, so they thought, oh, he wouldn't enjoy that when I would. So I went to see this with my dad and loved it. Excellent. I walked out of the film and I went, that's the greatest movie I've ever seen.
Oh. Have you ever had that moment since? I don't think I've actually ever had that moment.
Not the greatest movie I've ever seen, but I had a very similar feeling when I walked out of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
I think that's last time. 2019. Let's just go back to 2019. What a year!
Great
what a
year.
year!
What was your 2019 top 3?
Oh, did Joker come out in 2019?
It did come out in 2019. Well,
wasn't that? I just typed the word 2019, thinking all the movies.
For me, it was almost unequivocal. Don't talk about yesterday. For me, unequivocally, it goes Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Ad Astra was great.
Yeah.
Ad Astra was really, really good. And I don't know why it kind of...
But a mystery. That was I've not seen Midsummer. I need to see that.
Should. It's very good. Top 20. I'm not going to give you the top 20. But for me, it was definitely Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Marriage Story, Irishman, Knives Out, Jojo, Lighthouse, Parasites.
What a
great, series of...
the last good year of movies.
Ad Astra was very good. Yeah, Ad Astra was very good. Very much enjoyed Ad Astra, I have to say. But go on to the blog. This time last year, I released a series of over a fortnight of 6 articles about my 6 favourite films of 2019. There's an article about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Lighthouse, Parasite, Irishman,
Last Christmas, Spies in Disguise.
Spies in Disguise, the movie where Will Smith was a bird. Yeah.
No, that's Valiant.
No, it's Spies in Disguise.
Spies in Disguise.
He's a spy, and then he gets like cursed. He has the Kevin Spacey, well, not the Kevin Spacey curse. The Kevin Spacey curse is being a monster and losing your career. No, but yes, a cat. No, yes, and then, yeah, no, that's 9 lives. Yeah, you're gonna be a cat to be a better man. Incredible. Box office. Let's talk about box office. A new thing. So our episodes are filmed out of order. So some episodes will have us doing it. Some episodes won't. Let's talk about the box office now. So the budget doesn't say the budget. What a stupid.
I'm gonna guess 80 million.
80 million.
Yes.
Okay. Now worldwide, it was 543 million.
Right. Maybe a bit more. Maybe a bit more.
Domestic. I still don't know whether this is domestic for England or domestic for America, but it got 186 million. Yeah, just shy of half a billion. No, not just shy. A little bit over $500 million. Great money. We didn't look last time about what the first Sherlock Holmes get. Let's see if there's an increase. Sherlock Holmes, 2009, same 524 million. Not the same, 20 million. That was off a 90 million budget. I know where the budget is now. Whereas, do you think Game of Shadows was a bigger budget?
Oh yeah. Now you say the first one was 90, definitely.
What are you guessing for the budget? Doesn't have the budget. What an annoying website.
Well, I'm going to say 112 million.
Well, I have no idea, Will, because it's not here.
For the sake of the argument, let's just assume I'm bang on.
Sherlock Holmes, A Game of Shadows. Sometimes the Wikipedia has the budget, and sometimes my room is so warm I feel like I'm in a Turkish bath. Budget 125 million.
Nearly there.
Nearly. Let's hear from people who do like the film. YouTube comments. It's 2017. And I'm still patiently waiting for them to make a third somehow. Easily one of my favorite movies today. We've not got an official release date yet, but I think we'll have seen it by now.
The third one?
Yeah.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yes,
we will have also have won the Euros. As of recording, we won last night against Denmark. It's coming out. Have you seen the TikTok time travelers?
No.
They about a couple of weeks ago, they put it on TikTok, like footage from the final, Italy versus England, and they were saying, "I'm from the future. Italy beat England 2-1 in the final, and the Queen dies in the first 2 weeks of December." So there you go.
Do I win Best Picture? Do I win Best? That's my foreshadow. RDJ as a woman is the best thing yet. Whatever floats your boat. Camera work is brilliant. All caps. When they have to use Unstoppable to convey the epicness of a movie, you know you need to see it. Specifically in the case of the movie Unstoppable. Great movie. Denzel. I love Sherlock. By book, movie, or series. It's just one big ball of kittens, jam, and epicness. It's perfection. And those who don't like it, don't talk out loud. You lot lower the IQ of the entire world.
Wow.
So,
there you go.
Kittens and jam. We've got a comment. This is the only person that has ever said this. Great film, especially Naomi Rapace. Look, I like Naomi Rapace, but nobody's leaving this movie going, oh best part. Wow. Glad. Yes. Okay, here's some negative reviews. The Katrina Unit 1-star review corner. No idea what this was about. Something about anarchists and tensions between France and Germany. A gypsy fortune teller of intermediate nationality with a missing brother who at one point I thought was buried in a basement but shows up at a peace conference high up in the Alps. Oh, and throwing an evening at the opera. A dead dog brought to life with a shot of adrenaline and a severe case of TB communicated apparently by teacups. Oh, something there.
Peter and Dudley. He went the other day, went to the picture house and he came back with this review. He said they were nothing special. They're just a couple of.
Should it be the Katrina Unit Alan Bennett 1-star review corner? Garbage. Not even worth a few lines of review. Wasted my budget on this garbage. How can you spoil such a rich collection of characters, actors, storylines, or even budget? Just a pathetic attempt at nothing. Wish I had waited and taken the family to see Mission Impossible next week. Want my money back? That would have been a good Mission Impossible movie. I believe that would have been Ghost Protocol.
Oh, right one. Fallout is sublime. That's the best one so far, and shockingly the most recent. They just keep topping themselves.
Well, let's hope not. And no charm, forced humour, and detective part replaced by running around. What a pity that such a complicated and complex character is portrayed by Robert Downey Jr. and in the hands of Guy Ritchie. It could and should have been a deep, intelligent, complex, wit and promising theme for a movie. The humour is forced, shallow and lame. It's all mixed up and I don't like the result. The detective part of the story is lost and shallow and is replaced by running around. Wouldn't watch it twice. That was in all caps. And then they repeat themselves. What a pity that such a complicated and complex character. This is worse than the Bourne Supremacy.
Oh no.
It puts the Flash in flashback. I have never seen a quarter-second flashback scenes cuts until now. If you don't have slow motion, just forget it. And that leaves us, and that takes us away. Which takes us into best 10-minute stretch. Why don't you lead the way, Will?
I'd love to. So, I've got 3 10-minute stretches here. Just I thought I'd be nice and concise.
Okay.
I've gone for the stag do and the fight of the stag. Great atmosphere. I love the sort of the comedic cuts between the high stakes action and then Watson just getting very drunk. I've got the train on the train.
Currently, you're 2 for 2. I've not got 3. I've got 6. But currently, you're 2 for 2 for my 10-minute stretches.
And then I've got the game of chess.
I do have that, but not in that order. We'll get to the game of chess in a moment. Let's talk about the train. Absolutely excellent. I think in just every single regard, the action and sequencing in this movie is far better. It's a so great film.
Such a which I think was your issue with the first film is the pacing.
Yeah, the second,
excellente, and it isn't afraid of taking times to breathe. Like when you've got the trout scene, that's great, and it's perfect. So good.
I can't remember what podcast it was, but they were talking about Terminator 2, and basically how in 1990 whatever, James Cameron developed the formula for every single blockbuster that would come after. Every single Marvel movie is like this. Every single superhero movie, every single big thing is like this. Huge 20-minute action sequence, 10 minutes of character, 5 minutes of silent scenes. Another 20. Literally, watching Terminator 2 now, you'd go. I mean, obviously, it can be released today. It's a perfect film, and it was released again during COVID, and me and my mum had a lovely time at the cinema. And they did Terminator one night and Terminator 2, and she said, I might watch Terminator. I'll watch one of them. I might watch Terminator with you because that it's been a while since I've seen that. And then I had the image of Linda Hamilton riding Michael Biehn fully naked to that soft piano version of the Terminator theme, and I thought, no, you want to see Terminator 2? Terminator 2 is better on the big screen. Terminator 2 is better. And I was going to say, a lovely time watching Terminator. I did. I did. It was a great film. Great film. I came back in time for you. Best chat line ever, really. Sarah. 10-minute stretch. Opera. What are we talking about? You just completely.
I've done 1 minute. I've done that for my 1 minute.
Have you done the whole mistake 1 minute? Because that is the. Okay, yeah. I'll. You know what? I'll give you that. We'll hold off on opera.
Thank you, Tom.
However, torture. Are you going to say that's another single minute as well?
Yeah.
That's
the
fine.
trout.
The trout. And however, the escape from, you can't say the escape's a minute.
The escape with the angling, like one going forwards, one going back, that whole shooting, that's
the sudden change from night to day. There is only one more obvious day to night, which is in Dark Knight Rises, when they drive under the car park in the first bank heist or whatever, and then they drive out and it's the middle of the night. That is terrible. Very good though. I do enjoy Dark Knight Rises.
Robin.
You should use your real. Yeah. Oh God. I am Talia al Ghul. I am Talia al Ghul. There are angels in this city. Have you watched Maria Cotillard's Oscar acceptance speech?
No.
Well, it's glorious. There are angels in this city. Thank you. Thank you. Excellent stuff by Marianne.
I watched Dark Knight Rises yesterday.
Great movie. Great movie. I know. I mean, it's not Batman Returns. It's not Batman. It's not Dark Knight. And it is infinitely more messy. Batman Forever After. Batman Shrek the Horse. They just didn't change that one. And it is infinitely more messy. And I don't think we need Tom Courtenay kicking Christian Bale's back into place, unless he's in his Greek makeup and voice from Shirley Valentine. But no, I love Tom Courtenay. Tom Conti, not Tom Courtenay. Classic mistake. Classic mistake.
Tom Courtenay.
No, Tom Courtenay is a national treasure.
Yeah, I know. That's why I called him National Treasure.
We're going to steal the Declaration of Independence. No, Tom Conti and Tom Courtenay, very, very annoying. Why didn't they? Because it's literally the same era as well.
Why didn't they just name him something else?
But it's literally the same era of like 60s Woodfall movies and all that, and Loneliness of a Long Distance Runner. What would your movie be called? The Loneliness of what, Will?
Of the loneliness of perfection.
On your CV, have you got any? What's your biggest problem? I'm a perfectionist.
Oh yeah. I wrote my CV the other day. It's in fact.
No, we don't need this.
There you go. Hire me, please.
Hire me, please. Well, I think if any high-ranking architects do happen to be listening to our thrilling podcast about Sherlock Holmes: A Game of Shadows, then I don't know why they wouldn't hire you. The email's open, everybody. Go on the blog. Go on the link tree. It's all there. It's all there. Got all the socials. The escape, and then yes, the summit, the chess, and finding the assassin, and all that business. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And for some reason, I always forget that he thwarts Moriarty. I always forget that he does the bank transfers as well, and get Eddie Marzan. Eddie Marzan is not Marzan. It's not Marzan, but it is Eddie Marzan. Marzan, Eddie Marzan. Great stuff. And Kelly Riley, that's page 3. I think she's good in. I believe that was one of my changes for the first one. However, I also don't think she's especially good actually in the scene of with naked Stephen Fry. I think she's trying far too hard doing the comedy. I think it's like whoa. She's guffawing a bit too much for my liking. But I do like that's page 2. Page 3.
Yeah, that's very good. It's very good.
Anyway, careful cup of tea. Anyway, that's 10-minute stretch. Tom's weirdly specific favourite parts of the film. Love a bit of filth. Nosh on Mary's muffin. Very much. I love it's so overt. It's covert. Those. I know it. Obviously, it gets paid off that it's part of the bank thing, but I just enjoy the fact that he likes feeding pigeons. Do I have time to indulge in my little habit? I enjoy that they can't have the terrible line. It's going to do World War III because there's not been a World War yet, so they have to say he'll make a World War. Are you a Saturday Night Live fan, Will? Will's frozen. Are you a Saturday Night Live fan, Will? Will's frozen again. Are you a Saturday Night Live fan, Will?
I've seen a few films.
I'm referring specifically to a lovely sketch with Claire Foy, where it's letters from the home front, and it's World War One, and she goes, "How is World War One going?" And she goes, and he sends a letter back going, "Not great. And why do you keep calling it World War One? Do you think there will be another war?" That was always good when you were in high school. The Great War, don't you mean? They didn't know it was World War One then.
Stick Blackadder on. Shut up.
Right stuff. Which takes us. Oh yes, World War Three. I mean, they knew what they had with this moment because it's like the big trailer thing. But the slow-mo bullet waistcoat glide is impeccable. Lovely stuff. And that's it for specific favourite parts. Will, your specific, or you more general, or all that jazz? It's frozen again. I'm going to lose the will to live.
I've got the bit where whatever you do, do not
whatever you do,
get them.
Just let your dad say that the Wi-Fi's fine, because it won't be. It'll cock you up in the middle of a live podcast.
I'm on my honeymoon!
Get that out of my face.
It's not in your face, it's in my hand.
Get what's in your hand out of my face.
Hello again. Technical difficulties, my absolute favourite. Oh, Dad, the Wi-Fi doesn't work. Works for me. Put the router in your room. Okay, then. Do that. Oh, it still doesn't work. Marvellous. Terrific. Don't do the podcast then. I have to do the podcast. You don't have to do anything, do you? Go, no, because it's something I need to do with the times that I've set in place. You don't need to do it, do you? It's not work. And you go, oh.
I like his philosophy.
Will, you were telling me about your specific favourite parts, but I couldn't.
I was. Did you hear any of them, or
no,
would you like me
start again, please? Well,
okay. So my specific favourite parts, I've got the bit where they're at the gypsy camp, and he's like, "Oh, whatever you do, do not let them make you dance," and that slow sort of speed up into the. I think that's very fun, and I knew that would be a bit that you wasn't keen on. Any moment Stephen Fry is on screen, I adore him. I
missed a specific favourite part. The gypsy having the tucked in scarf because he punched him. It's nice and tucked in. Sorry, as you will.
The fact that he calls him Shirley, I think, is adorable. That's very fun. I've got limping out of the car on the day of the wedding, and that whole bill. That's very funny. Good old gag.
Pulling off the sleeve.
Yeah, and the in the cellar, the bit where he works out that there's a secret passage just by the drop on the floor, and you know, like the flashbacks of them constructing it. I think of all of the working out slow motion flashback moments, I think that is the one that's always stuck with me for some reason. I think that's very good. Yeah,
rather grotesque. It's all these intimate close-ups and all that shit. I know, I agree. It's good. Soundtrack corner. We raved quite a lot about Hans Zimmer's wonderful score for the first film, and obviously that continues into this with, as you aforementioned in the last episode, that wonderful industrial twonk.
Great word.
Thank you. Twonk. Yes, an industrial sound.
Is it in?
That's five. It's not in there. Well, don't look. Twonk is not a word. I believe a twink is a hairless, slim young gay man. But I don't know about a twonk. It's not going to be in there, Will.
It's not in there, I'm afraid.
I know it's not in there.
And neither is twink.
Wow.
So this must be an outdated book.
Yeah, they put everything in there now.
We're all students, age 11 plus.
Raw student.
All students.
All students, right? Okay. Raw student. I think that's anyway. So many jokes, so little time. Soundtrack Connor. Do you have anything to add about Hans Zimmer's wonderful score, other than the wonderful industrial nature of it?
I've just bundled off as many superlatives as I could. It's just superb, and I think again another thing that I'll move on to my best use of the song within this, but the way that he weaves in his score with Mozart's Don Giovanni, I think the Don Giovanni at the opera is superb, and as a bass baritone, I enjoyed it very much. But the fact that like coming out of the cellar, that transition in, and Hans Zimmer's score manages to just effortlessly go into that, I think is very nice. As a music man, I enjoyed that.
Yes, no, it is rather terrific. It has to be said. I have it's a bizarre one. I actually, it's not a change because it can't be a change because Tarantino actually did it after. But it's weird, and it weirds me out because obviously I've watched Django a lot more than this. Django so Zimmer in this on the Gypsy Horse Ride uses the music from Two Mules for Sister Sarah by Ennio Morricone, and it's the ding 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 ding, and that's not Zimmer, that's Morricone. But also Tarantino used that in Django, so it can't be a change where I'm on my Tarantino high horse. Yes, wink wink, ha ha ha, because Guy Ritchie did it first. But also it feels weird because to me it just feels so much more fitting in Django, and I was just thinking to myself, is this just really, really similar, or is it literally? And I was right, it's literally the same music. So Guy Ritchie, the first and only time the Guy Ritchie has been compared to Quentin Tarantino, apart from by, no, idiots is strong, but I can't think of another word. The Oscar travesty, don't think there is one really. I don't think we could make that argument. Or we could make the score argument again, but as we did say when it came to scores against people in the first episode, we don't like it when people get nominated for the same score twice.
We don't. I'd always shove Jared Harris in there.
We've not mentioned Jared Harris's name yet, and he's a love. We love Jared. We do. We love Jared, darling. And
darling.
No caps. We love Jared.
Jared Harris. My thermos. I don't know what is doing there.
I don't know what that voice was. Jared Harris. I was like, you almost got to Bangkok Palace. And that's like the guy in Indiana Jones who couldn't actually speak English and he had to read all his lines phonetically. Do you not? Yeah, he goes, you must go to Bangkok Palace. There's Jared, Jared Harris, of course, who you now love as Lane Price as well. And you loved him many years before.
Yes.
Wonderful. I remember not being a Mad Men kid, being quite disappointed with this casting. I thought, who's he? I thought the rumor was going to be it was Brad Pitt. There were all these names. I think we mentioned them in the first episode. Gary Oldman, Daniel. I mean, they mentioned them.
I mean, Brad Pitt as Moriarty. That'd be fun, wouldn't it?
We love.
Oh, welcome to my swimming pool. Oh.
What?
In Sherlock, the TV show.
Oh no! I stand by those first two. That was great.
I've only just started series 2. I've watched the I've Been Sherlocked episode.
The Irene Adler one.
Yeah, and I was lucky because apparently that's like a big meme or big thing in the Sherlock community, and I didn't cotton on to the password being that. So I'm very proud I've made it this far without knowing it. So.
And obviously that's what do you call it? Gypsy Rose Leaf and the wonderful Imelda Staunton Gypsy revival. Excellent stuff. And the second episode of that's the Hound of the Baskervilles episode, which is good. And then, well, I think you know what's going to happen in the third episode, Will, because spoilers, it's called The Reichenbach Fall.
Was it A Game of Shadows?
It's called Sherlock Holmes, A Game of Shadows. Yes, no, it's called The Reichenbach Fall, so you can imagine.
Well, yeah, I think
now.
I might know what will go on there.
And it's just as disappointing. Well, anyway, God, that third season, Jesus Christ. Anyway, we'll get to that in a few fun facts. But enough of our time has been consumed already by false technology. Will's favourite building or set?
Moriarty's study is great. The opera, going backstage and then on stage, and then the whole. Well, obviously, you know me. I want to become a set designer, so I thought all of the right. Oh, it's all very very fun. And then also just a tiny little set piece. But when he's trying to link everything back to Moriarty just after he kills the dog, I think that's a nice. I like a classic. All the red lines leading on the map. Yeah.
I've never returned to Kingsman, but I did enjoy Colin Firth's room, where he had all the front covers of the newspapers.
Yes.
Of all the boring headlines when actual secret spy things like had stopped.
Good idea that.
So that was very good. But never thought about Kingsman.
And he got shot.
You can do me in the bum. That was fun to watch with your granddad and dad.
Yeah, it's always. Oh, let's get Kingsman on, because it is great for that whole time, and then that last minute you're like,
you can have inner sex with me. She's a very attractive woman. Wasn't that I read that an article? That was a whole article, whole cancelling article was why does he have to be why does his prize have to be sex? He should want to save the world anyway. Your internet connection is unstable, and so am I. I am losing the will to live.
These are my favourite episodes when Tom has a breakdown.
What do I say? Slow, subtle. I won't say subtle. Best single minute. We've touched on them a little bit already. I can't stand people who keep messaging me, even when it's my mother. This is another aspect of the breakdown. Best single, and Will's definitely frozen or is looking at his phone. I can't tell. I'm losing. I'm going mad. Best single minute. Yeah, getting Bond wrong. Best single minute. I've got here. My first three are McAdams, Mycroft, Moriarty. Let's talk about McAdams. Absolutely excellent. Absolutely not terrifying, but absolutely shocking, brilliant, wonderful.
As much as you hate to see it, because you happily watch more Rachel than the rest of the film, it's such a bold move, and it pays off.
Yeah, they do the Drew Barrymore, they do the Janet Leigh,
yeah.
And it's wonderful. And I love that they don't have some terrible forced romantic interest for him. I hate when like somebody dies and like in the next movie suddenly I know that people can get over things.
Have you seen The Boys?
No.
It's very good. I recommend that.
Another message. I need food from the grocery store. Thank you, Ava. Why do I need to know that you're getting food?
I thought that was like sending you to get.
No. She is 4.5 hours away. We haven't planned anything. There is no reason. Anyway.
I'll pop out and get some milk, Tom.
Get some milk and get it on a 4.5 hour train for it to spoil on the way. I've got some hot milk. True thing. I was at a barbecue and one of the friends was late and was coming all the way from Scarborough. And he bought his chicken in Scarborough and put it in the car for 5 hours and came with this warm bag of spoiling chicken and went, "Hi, sorry I'm late," and tried to fog it off and be like, "You go get this chicken on until you can forget that shit." Oh, get you. We don't need your shrapnel Ebenezer. We don't need your chicken, you dirty bastard. Oh, Josh. Good lad.
Very good.
Yes, and then Mycroft, wonderful Stephen Fry edition here, and he's very funny, as you previously mentioned. And then that first Moriarty meeting, and Jared Harris just being purely devilish. And I just, very Grubery, very Hans Grubery, when they were like, who said we were terrorists? And he just wants money. There is no purely evil machinations. He doesn't want a war to level the playing field and have us start again. No, he wants money, and I do enjoy that. I hear Arafat buys his suits there, and I read them in Time magazine. Wonderful
Watch
stuff.
Die Hard.
Watch Die Hard, everybody. It's like fucking Nam. Great, love Die Hard. Johnson & Johnson, no relation. I shot a kid. Okay, not the best quote, but fun all the same. And watch Die Hard 2. Don't let people tell you that Die Hard 3 is better than Die Hard 2.
Oh,
Die Hard 2 is better than Die Hard 3. Anyway. Best line. No, but your single minutes. Oh, opera, opera and torture. We were going to talk about it, yeah. I think it falls into the Waters of Mars thing. We love when these great heroes that we love and can't get anything wrong get something wrong. And I just love that moment of, I'm wrong, let's go. And that the shock and fear on his face is excellent.
I love it. I'm
wrong. Wonderful stuff. And then the torture. Who doesn't love a good torture and playing a song and evil monologue scene?
To the left.
I was gonna know that you died scratching my balls. I think he should do that in no. I think. Well, he does do that in No Time to Die. We haven't seen. We don't
as a bookend.
He gets his balls.
I don't know, Mr. Bond. It was not our decision. He brought his chair with him. He was like, "Do it."
Brings it everywhere. There's just like a joke about it. He just sees a chair, and the chair breaks and he falls through, and then he looks up and he goes. Brings back the memories.
Come on, fingers crossed.
Let's inject more slapstick comedy into Daniel Craig's film. Well, I've already seen it. It may be terrible. It may be the best Bond film we've ever seen.
I hope not.
We can hope.
Oh.
He's a great director. He made Jane Eyre with Judi Dench and Michael Fassbender. And True Detective, very good. Best line. Why don't you kick us off, Will?
I think my favourite line of the whole thing is, "Madam, this is a glorious hedgehog goulash."
The centre of your blog.
There you go. Yeah.
What do you see? Everything. That is my curse. And it's, yes, I do like, again, talking about Waters of Mars, just glimpses behind the misery of what these characters actually are. Because we do, obviously not in this case, but, story after story with Sherlock, and we do episode after episode with the Doctor, and it's just like, how miserable must these lives actually be? It's a bit like bar work. Like, it just keeps going, and then suddenly you look up and it's 3 months have passed. Like, it's just the same thing over and over. Anyway, come at once if convenient, if inconvenient, come all the same. Which is how I say what I say to all women who I have sex with. How did you know I would find you? You didn't find me. You collapsed a building on me. Anything else, Will?
You just took mine. I like, what are we doing down here? We are waiting. I am smoking.
Yes. Great delivery. What's the change? Let's get negative. I don't enjoy. It's a shadowy game. Terrible. Terrible.
Never like it when they do. Hey.
But they don't even do it.
No.
It's not even like a nice long monologue. Yeah, it's not. I would much prefer a nice, serious monologue.
This is our second adventure. This is Sherlock Holmes, a game of shadows.
No, somebody's talking to Moriarty and he goes, "This is ridiculous. What are we doing here? This is mad. what is this? What my life is? This what my life is going to be? Sherlock Holmes, a game of shadows.
Oh, great!
Yes. And then the next film opens with him at an auction, and they're going and they're giving prices, and then they go, they got the wrong price here. It should be Sherlock Holmes free, and then dun 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 dun. Give Kelly Riley some more slapstick comedy. She's so great at it. I've dropped it. It's his penis. Oh God.
Very good.
The movies. I also have I don't think Naomi Rapace is excellent. I think she's fine, but I just don't think I could say anything more than that.
Yeah.
Are you going to fight for her, or do you agree?
I mean, it's partly the character's fault. I think there's not much to do.
No, she is just, where is my brother? My brother is an assassin.
Yeah.
I must find my brother.
It's no dragon tattoo.
And just like Dragon Tattoo is no The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo 2011. Lena. So many girls. Great.
Have you seen that film where it's like Willem Dafoe and 15 Naomi Rapaces? Oh no, it's just 7. Don't be silly. Just
What?
7 of them. It's like Looking for Wednesday or Looking for Friday, something like that. It's in this dystopian world in the future, and it's a one-child policy. Any other children you have are shot and killed. And Willem Dafoe, his wife gives birth to 7 twins. And they're all Naomi Rapace. And so he names each of them Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And so each of them are allowed to go out on their day. And he's like hiding them all. It's great.
What happened to Monday?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, then one goes missing.
Glenn Close is in it. Yeah. And she is credited as the Setman siblings. That is one of the worst posters I've ever seen. Just as you're right. 7 sisters, one identity. It's directed by Tommy Vercola, who did he did Dead Snow. Do you remember that with the Nazi zombies?
Oh.
No, you no need to remember it. Which takes I've still got more changes. Let's just be honest, there's no way he's surviving the tower fall, and let's not even get started on surviving the waterfall. The tower fall.
The fact that it's passed on as he survived because he could breathe, fair dude. He can breathe underwater, not when you fall from that.
Yeah, there is no problem. I have no problem with him falling over a little trough, and then there's the whole thing of Moriarty. I would much prefer Moriarty pretend drowning him, and then Moriarty swimming away, and then it's Moriarty's back next time. And then we think that he's drowned, but he's pretending, and then he can get the water. It's the fall. It's just so CGI and so huge. Yeah. There is just no possible way.
I hope that they explain it in the 3rd movie. That's the first thing.
Well, you'll see Sherlock Series 3, Episode 1. There is just no way. This is the problem. There is just no way to explain it away. There is no way to explain it.
I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is.
God, well, we'll see. And also, I'll call it the Spider-Man problem. Why is Naomi Rapace the person that's consoling Watson at the funeral? I call it the Spider-Man problem because, again, with Robert Downey Jr. dying, the annoying thing of Spider-Man coming up to Robert Downey to Iron Man, the dogs are loose, coming up to Iron Man at the end of Endgame and going, oh Tony, Mr. Stark, oh, you're gonna die, and pushing fucking Gwyneth Paltrow out of the way, his wife and the woman he loves. What I'm saying is, Jude Law, Naomi Rapace should not be at the funeral. However, I do enjoy the funeral. I like everybody being there and all the gangsters and rough lads and all that.
Yeah, it's very nice, very touching.
Any changes, Will?
No. The only thing I had was the not a change, but a discussion about the fall. I
There's no discussion. He's dead. maybe Willem Dafoe had 7 Robert Downey Jr. sextuplets. And I want to bring that theory in. Maybe Naomi Rapace in every single scene is a different sibling. In every movie she's ever made.
Maybe Willem Dafoe is the big baddie in Sherlock Holmes 3.
I'd be there.
That would be great. That would be, yeah.
He's the auctioneer. Who says...
a creepy auctioneer who only sells cursed antiques.
That is Stephen King's Needful Things, not a Sherlock Holmes movie. I don't think we need to enter the supernatural again. I think there was more than enough of that in the first one. Oh, the curse of the Plur, the curse, the magic society, the black society.
Listen to me, Sherlock.
Mark Strong, great stuff. What's left from Will's notes? Anything?
That's it from my notes.
I'm not a big Peaky Blinders person, but this is not the first appearance, but this is one of the major first appearances of the Peaky Blinders brother.
Yes, when he appears at the golf buggy and is like, he'd like to see you. Mm-hmm. And then coming.
I like Jude Law's send out the first bowler, send out the fast bowler. I enjoy that. Let's talk about cinematic Carruthers. There's this. There's the guy in American Psycho who hits on him in the toilet, and there's the racist diner owner in Back to the Future. Ain't gonna be no black mare in my town. They are the cinematic Carruthers. I have nothing. That is all I can say. There are no Leggetters. Let's have a look. Movie. What are you even typing in? Movie character Leggetter.
That because it'll just come up with me. It will come up with this blog.
Hopefully.
Oh.
Any Leggetters, Will? He's frozen again. Or has he frozen again? I can't tell. Or is he just looking
You've
for
got
Leggetters?
Rachel Carruthers from the Halloween franchise. And I'm looking for you now.
Are you looking at me?
Yeah.
Any more
American
Carruthers?
Psycho?
I know, I said American Psycho.
Oh, you did. You did.
I did.
You're in Halloween.
Good. And that's about it, isn't it?
The Riddle of the Sands. There you go.
Oh, my favourite, the Riddle of. Yes. And
no.
No alternate endings, but there are, as always, a few fun facts. The slow motion in the film was done by Gavin Free, an English filmmaker who works for Rooster Teeth and is known for the web series The Slow-Mo Guys. Will, were you a Rooster Teeth kid?
Yeah.
That's about it, isn't it? Due to Warner Brothers fast-tracking the sequel, Guy Ritchie was forced to drop out of Lobo, which never came to fruition, while Robert Downey Jr. was forced to drop out of Cowboys and Aliens. Now, my question is he in the Daniel Craig role, or is the Harrison Ford older man role a little bit younger?
Younger.
Yeah. In 2003, Stephen Fry appeared on the UK quiz show Celebrity Mastermind. His special subject was Sherlock Holmes.
Very good.
Yeah, he chose this topic because he loved Sherlock stories as a child, and at the age of 10 was the youngest member of London's Sherlock Holmes Appreciation Society. Couple of possible names for to play Sim before Naomi Rapace: Penelope Cruz, Juliette Binoche, Ava Green, and Marion Cotillard. There are angels in this city. Sherlock defeats Maria. Oh, go on.
Are you a fan of the film Badlands?
Yeah, with
Martin Sheen plays a Kit Carruthers.
Oh, that's
there you go. I'm still doing it. That's it now. That's it.
Done. Kit Carruthers, good name. I mean, he is like a brutal murderer.
Good name. Good name.
Sherlock defeats Moriarty by pulling him off over the Reichenbach Falls, with both of them falling. Holmes. So basically, this was because that was the final Sherlock Holmes novel, and it was called The Final Problem. However, Arthur Conan Doyle loved money and overwhelming public demand, and so Doyle wrote another story and resurrected Holmes. Doyle never did give a satisfactory explanation as to why Holmes managed to survive the fall when Moriarty didn't. There we go. That is the end of that sentence. Which takes us into Tom's tagline rundown. Will, there are no taglines for this movie.
Oh, well, let's come up with some of our own.
Okay, go.
It's never too late for a swim.
That gives away. Jesus Christ. Checkmate.
Oh, it's a good one. For Queen and Country.
It's China is moving the Queen forward. The pawns are in place. Lots of chess puns. The pawns are in Naomi repeats. Gypsies, tramps, and thieves.
I like the Pirates of the Caribbean.
And then the Cher song plays over the trailer. Gypsies, tramps, and thieves are here from the people of the town they call us. Great song. Yeah,
Cher would be great in the Naomi Rapace part.
My brother, what a session. You weren't invited. Sim.
That's music. Yeah, you beat me to it.
Can you hear the drums, Sherlock? Moriarty. She's. What if she played Mary?
That page 2.
Page 2. Turn to page 2. That's just page 2. Page 3. Dear Blair. She sets music to the hands. She sets lyrics to the Hans Zimmer score. Sherlock, 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 do, and then it just turns into hung up. Every little thing that you say or do, come, I'm hung up on you. Did you listen to her hung up / gimme, 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 A Man After Midnight mashup on her ABBA album?
I didn't. Is it good?
Tom's big question. Where did the wedding suit come from? Was that just waiting for him at the church?
He would have brought it with him to the stag.
And also, let's talk about that. I know we love weddings. Is there a worse idea in the world? I know people just don't do it now, of the whole stag before the wedding night thing. I can understand, because obviously you have to stay at a different place maybe because of the getting ready and the dressing, or you can't see the dress. I can understand having a pint.
I would never go on or organise a stag do the day before the wedding. No, I want to reach maybe like a few days before or the weekend before, I think.
I want to use my entire Don't Tell the Bride budget to go to Edinburgh. That was a great episode when they went to Berlin and then put them in the women in a Wetherspoons with a £50 tap. And they've got a camper van to Berlin. Oh, God. Do you know which type of Berlin you are in? Which takes us next, Tom's big question. Right, this is just my big thing, and you'll find this with the TV series. Why doesn't Sherlock just tell him that he's alive? Other than a great ending and, question mark, why doesn't he just tell him he's alive?
Because he's, first of all, he's egotistical and selfish, and he probably basks in the grief that everyone is mourning over him. Also, maybe he's protecting him.
Moriarty's dead.
There's plenty other villains out there.
I think I've come up with a better ending with the whole Moriarty still being alive fake, and then he has to pretend to be dead to keep Moriarty out of this, to keep Watson out of this. Moriarty can go on his merry way, and then maybe Watson then has the pull and the urge. No, I'm a detective. I'm going to get him.
And
anyway.
I've got your kids. I've got your kids.
What's that?
That must be a partridge. It is. It is.
Eat the moss. Eat the moss. Oh, God. Oh, there's a shuttlecock. Okay, well, Game of Shadows, definitely better than the first. Great film. Great sequel. Probably in my top 40 sequels of all time. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But 25.
Oh, easily.
Well, I know for you, it's probably, well, it's not tops.
Is Godfather Part 2 in your top 25?
No, that's 26. Just off. Of course. Well, this is, I see it as one big film. I don't, because that's an even more knobhead thing to say. But I do never watch one.
I know.
We know this. I do all 7.5 hours. Wow. And I'm still single. Any single women that want to sit and watch all 7.5 hours, I will allow.
I think that's where you're going wrong.
Yeah. I will allow 2 half-an-hour breaks for kissing in between both films and in the intermission of part 2.
Please bring your own drink. Soft drinks.
I will not pay anything. I will not pay any. I will kick you on the curb.
Also, I've not got Godfather Part 3 on DVD, so if you could bring that, then that's great.
Well, I have 2 different Blu-rays of Godfather Part 3. I have the original box set, and then I have the new director's cut, which really didn't change anything. Will, Game of Shadows. Next up is, are we entering into Aardman? Next up is, on the main feed, The Prestige. Will.
The Prestige. Very good.
The Prestige, and then we enter our fortnight of Aardman. But yes, first, The Prestige. Love The Prestige. 3 parts to a trick. 3 parts to a trick. Love The Prestige. And we're going to
Tangerine.
Dangerade?
A tangerine.
A ruby, the size of a magic trick, the size of a tangerine.
Have you seen a tangerine, the size of a tangerine?
There are 3 parts to a magic trick. The tangerine. God, Michael Caine. How did you catch the bandit eventually? I think Caine, actually, I think he's very good at it, but I do love the moment of Rachel's dead. And he just goes, oh, no, not right now. He takes the letter away. Not right now. It's quite funny. Rachel! You should have gotten her. God, what a great film. Not what we're talking about. We're going to talk about The Prestige. Great film. Favorite Nolan, Will?
I've always said it. I mean, it may not be becoming, but it's definitely probably my favorite Nolan.
Over Dark Knight?
No, nah.
Then you're like 10 minutes. You say it's The Prestige because you go, oh, it's great. And then you're 10 minutes into The Dark Knight, and then you go, nah, it's Dark Knight. It's
good.
Dum, bum, bum, bum. Give him 10 minutes. Only thing better than give him 10 minutes is John Doe, as the other hand. Your wife's pretty. Love Seven. Love Prestige. And I really, really like Sherlock Holmes, A Game of Shadows.
Dabba 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 da da ba 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 ba